Okay, so the first thing we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start tearing up our tissue. Now, depending on the size of the wound, depends the size of the tissue that you want. I'm gonna keep mine pretty small. So I'm gonna tear several pieces about that size. Okay, so then with our brush and our liquid latex, we're gonna take a little bit and we are going to put it on clean, dry skin. Okay, and then we are gonna start layering. What happened? Whoa, hang on. Then we're just gonna keep layering some more on. Dries pretty fast, so you're gonna wanna make sure you putting it on there, and as soon as you kind of have it down, start doing the edges. Okay. So while it's still drying around the edge, you're gonna wanna take something that's sharp but not sharp to just kind of peel up some of the latex. Don't want anything that's gonna hurt the skin, just to kind of get that layer going so you can start ripping it and going down, ripping the layers in between the tissue to create kind of a skin separating moment. It's okay to leave a little bit like that just for, and you can layer more if you want your wound to be a deeper wound or a gunshot wound or something more along those lines. Okay, so now we've got that. We're gonna go back and just kind of latex over to lay down those little edges. Again, you can use a smaller brush to get the little bitty pieces if you want. Whatever you have access to. Okay. All right. Okay, so we've got our latex there. We're gonna put some brown down or whatever color is close to the skin to make sure that the edges blend out nicely. We're gonna put some gray or any other kind of grayish makeup that works for coloring. We're gonna put some black just in case we need it. And then we are going to put some red. Okay, so that's kind of our basic color palette that we're gonna work with. Okay, so we're gonna start kind of going over the whole wound area with some red just to create a base. Okay, you can see this is a red makeup that you can find at any store. It's a little bit brighter than what actual blood is, but it's okay for a base. So we're gonna get all of the white parts covered. Okay, and there is I'm mixing a red and a black together to kind of create this little bit more of a darker red. And we're gonna kind of go in there around those parts where it's starting to get crusty, where you'd want it to get crusty in your wound. And kind of go there. Then you can start kind of speckling around as you want. Okay. So now we're just gonna go in and add a little bit of darker black around the edges to kind of create some depth and different kind of levels. Okay. Don't fail. Look right. So now we kind of have our base, and on the time lapse you could kind of see I just went in and kind of messed around with some different colors just to kind of get the look that I was looking for. You can create your own look based on what kind of wound you want. But this is the basic of what it looks like, and now is where the blood comes in. So let's blood. Now we're ready for our blood. There's a couple of different applications you can use. You could always go in and just start pouring like that. If you prefer to be a little more precise, you can use your brushes, but you just kind of want to get it in there and get it good and make sure it's getting that dribble, because that's where the reality really comes in. If you try to perfect it too much, then you're going to end up not looking very real. So we're going to go in here and we're going to paint a couple of different areas just so it's wet. The blood is also a great way to kind of cover up some of the edges if you're not happy with the edges. Again, depending on if you are doing close-up makeup or stage, you know, the further away, the better it looks. But close-up, you're wanting a little more detail. So again, make sure your actors are comfortable with this. Kind of drain some blood around. And then if you are, like we said, working on the close-up version of that, you can always take coffee grounds, sprinkle those in there, and then you've got what looks like dried blood. You can add more over here. You can kind of bloody, and this is where the kids have fun because they like to just make it bloody. All right. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna go see if we can make this work and see how good our makeup actually is. This is Tia, she's my assistant. So let's see. I'm ready. Ready? You gotta make it believable. Just like, oh.
Oh, do you have a Band-Aid? You have a Band-Aid?
Do you have a Band-Aid or should we go to the nurse?
Oh my God.
Okay, so from first impact, you thought it was real.
Yeah.
And he's a science teacher, so he's legit. So I think we did our job. There we go.